Welcome to CTN Videos. Today we have a review of iTunes 11 that was finally released today after a 2-month delay. It was supposed to come out last month in October, but Apple delayed it till this month and it finally came out today. So let's get started with the features. There's multiple features, but the biggest new feature is a new interface with expanded view of the album artwork. So, as you can see, so far it is a more streamlined view that is less distracted with sidebars and random colors like blue at the top, which is really nice. It makes you be focused on the music, like iTunes' attention for. The background is white and the high quality cover art is beautiful. I honestly think the quality of the cover art is more high definition than the last version. So when you click on a cover art, the view expands, and then it gives you a list of all the songs in this album. And then you have the option to add it to play next. You can also have a Genius suggestions. You can add it to anything, and you can go to the artist or show in the iTunes Store. And while we're talking about the iTunes Store, there's also an option to show in the store. Now it shows everything about this artist. Shows you the new releases, top songs and top albums, and recommended songs, which is very nice. This also is the same in TV shows and movies. And as you saw, in the music, and it's same with the movies, it's the background of this expanded view is the same color that is mostly used in the cover art and makes it look more seamless and just, again, elegant. Now there's also a mini player, which is very useful, but it's a very minor feature, but Apple really seemed to like this feature. So when you have your iTunes in a smaller view, not full screen, there's an option right next to the full screen mode to shrink it, and that shrinks it down to the mini player. And this may seem just plays the music and takes up very little space, but it almost functions as the iTunes itself. Now, this has always been available, but it hasn't been that useful and didn't have that many features. So you have the option to show what's playing next, and you can also show the previous songs that were played. And then, what this makes it function like the regular large iTunes is search. So you can search for anything. And it pops up just like a normal search. And then when you're done, it just is a little play, fast forward, rewind, and airplay simple player, which is very useful. My favorite feature is that you can update playlists very easily. So if you have a shuffle or ever created a playlist, you probably learned that it's a little hard to create it in the last version. But now all you have to do is drag a song or album, and this sidebar pops up, and you can just drag it to the to the playlist you want. Or you can even drag it to an iPod that you want and add it to a playlist in that iPod. So that's another really nice feature. It isn't huge, but will probably be the most useful feature to iTunes users. So iCloud is really integrated in this new version of iTunes. As you probably saw in my TV shows, you saw iCloud buttons over here. Now, if you hover over them, it lets you click on them and download them. And that's the same with music, movies, and any other content you have on iTunes. This is nice because before you would have to go into the iTunes Store and download it from there. And it wouldn't charge you, but you'd have to go through multiple menus to get to it. And also, when you're in movies and you have played a movie on your iPhone, iPad, or iPod, it will sync to iCloud and iTunes will receive it on your desktop. And it will then have that spot saved for you instead of having to sync with a actual cord or by Wi-Fi to get that location of the show. And now, probably the second biggest feature is the iTunes Store. It's been majorly updated. As you can see, it's pretty much exactly like the iOS 6 version and is a lot just better and smoother. Before, it was kind of a choppy design and really didn't want me to buy any apps, music, or movies, or TV shows. And then the home is exact same. It just shows a mix of everything. The movies, again, is the exact same, but it's tuned to movies. And that's the same with TV shows, books, podcasts, and iTunes U. There's not much to talk about here, especially if you have used iOS 6 App Store or iTunes Store. But there is a nice feature that is in the iTunes Store, is right here. It gives you a recent history, and it takes a while to pop up, but then you can actually access it and buy it right from here. So if you think you are just going to buy that last movie or app, you can just buy it right there without having to open it up. And you can then go to the link, read the description, watch a video if it is a video, and on, which is very nice. And then if you have an iPod connected, it'll take you to the newly updated Ipod Interface. And as always, it always takes a little bit, and this is syncing via Wi-Fi right now, so it's a little bit slower. But as you see, the information bar of how much space you have left has changed and is a lot smaller than before. And I'll take you to the summary page. You have the option to back it up right here. You have back it up to iCloud, this computer, and it's the same option as before, just a different look. And as instead of an iPod that is leaned with a shadow behind it, it is just a plain picture now, which makes it just simple and doesn't take as much space on the computer. And last but not least, some very minor feature, the icon has been updated. As you can see, it's a little bit different, very similar to before, but it is a wider icon, lighter and simpler. And honestly, I don't like it as much. Some people just might like it better. Thank you for watching CTN videos. You also can read a written review on our website at ctntechnews.com. Please subscribe. We have a review of this very iPod Touch right here. We also have reviews of other things. And we have a holiday top 10 list on our YouTube channel that we're creating and will publish on December 15th. We also have a top 25 gift list that we will publish the same day on our website at, again, ctntechnews.com. So subscribe and wait for those to come out.